Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Antiheroes Anonymous, or welcome for the first time if it's your first time joining us. I'm Ethan, and I'm the Dungeon Master for this 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons stream. Joining me, going around the table, we have our 4 lovely players, starting with Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm the human paladin of Sanhen, the Thaddeus.
Thaddeus is the human
They could've-
paladin.
No, Nick is a human paladin.
You just insert yourself in the story.
Hi, I'm Kay. I'm a wild magic sorcerer tiefling. and I play Harmony.
I'm Melissa. I play Mara Stormwind. She's a rogue pirate.
Hi, I'm Zant. And Zach. Man, we're really doing good this time, huh? I play Hunter, who's a Warforged fighter ranger.
So let's see. A couple quick announcements and things, and then we'll get on to a recap. We stream on Twitch every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, then post those episodes to YouTube the following Wednesday. Throughout the show, we use a variety of custom items and even a custom wild magic table. So be aware of that as you watch. Our music comes from BattleBards, TabletopAudio.com, and Incompetech. So if you're watching us on Twitch and you're interested in anything I just mentioned, you can check out the channel page for links and info. And also there's some history on there, which is great. And then if you're watching us on YouTube, you can check the video description for similar information. Then if you want more information, you can follow us on Twitter at AntiheroesAnon. And if you missed that, it's on the channel page or the video description. And other than that, we do hope you enjoy the show, and we're going to get right into a recap and get started. So, recap. Just before landing on Kamikami Island, the party found a message in a bottle, which happened to be from the author Gloriana Heartwood, a personal favorite of Thaddeus's. Mara then used her crystal ball to scry on Gloriana Heartwood and found that she was being held at a goblin settlement along the river. The party then, following that lead, headed upriver, avoiding a pair of boar-herding cyclopses, after which they encountered some burial mounds. Yeah, I don't know what the plural is.
That's what I
just know what cyclops is. They found some burial mounds, inside which they found a set of 4 jade figurines shaped like the 4 spirit guardians of the Elderhaven Reaches. Is he okay?
Chewing on food is hard.
Yeah,
You
he's
can do
fine.
it, dog.
My dog
Okay.
did the same thing.
He just took too big of a bite.
Right. So then they happened to find a lakeside shrine to the guardian spirit Byakko, the white tiger, inside which they overcame a trial which forced them to overcome fear and some powerful opponents. When that fight was over, they earned a mysterious artifact bearing a riddle on it. And then that night, as they were recovering from the trial, a group of goblins attacked with a large demon called a Goristro in tow, which severely damaged their tower. But never fear, it will magically regenerate, which is great. Then a grung, a frog-like creature, showed up in the middle of the night as well to help them fight off the demons, and then enlisted their help in slaying the goblin leader as well as a gnoll leader on the same island, in exchange for a dagger which he promised, which had the runes for Wind God carved into it in ancient Keen text. The party is now waking up from a well-deserved long rest, and plans to go and help rescue Gloriana from these goblins. So that's where we left off, and that's where we're going to pick up. You guys can, if you haven't healed up, you can go ahead and do that, but
Robin
I'll
Hood.
turn it over to you while I get music going.
I forgot about him.
Wrong, buddy.
I wanna meet all of his friends and see what they sound like.
Alright, well,
So like Hunter's gonna like wake up and then like stretch and like think about, I wonder what people are gonna make for breakfast. Then poof, got good berries.
I realized one more thing actually happens before you, or as you wake up. there's kind of this feeling of unease as you you got the full 8 hours of rest, but it's one of those rests where you wake up and it feels like something is weighing heavy on your minds and like taking away from your attention and things like that. So I need each of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Did they get my bonus too?
No, because this is like from taking a long rest here while you were unconscious.
Wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a great start.
And Mara and Harmony are at disadvantage.
Well, I don't think I need to roll again because I rolled a fucking 1.
Okay.
19.
I thought that was 2 ones. That would have been really bad.
Nat 20.
So
Wait.
3.
Oh wow. There
Yeah,
you
A
go.
but
19 and a 20 at disadvantage?
Yeah. Oh, if you
So
roll in
19
that 20.
here.
19
21.
plus.
So 21.
Yeah.
Well, it's disadvantage.
25.
Oh, I
25,
see.
you're good.
So
No, she's
20.
good. I got a 3.
A 3. Okay, wow.
Right? Is that your saving throw?
3 total?
It's just 1.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, okay, whatever. I'll just take it. I was thinking, could I just start using dumb ability right now? Nah.
3 total for you too? Wow, matching.
I rolled a 1.
Lose lucky.
Thaddeus is a
Roll
clear
it.
conscience. Nothing is troubling him right now.
There's still like that oppressive feeling on you, but it doesn't get to you the same way it gets to the others, which I will describe in just a second. So for Hunter, you wake up and you feel almost like a sense of like lost focus.
Okay.
Like you can't make up your mind what you need to do at all, so you just kind of end up sitting there until someone tells you to do something. And so for the next, basically the first 6 minutes after you wake up, you can't sort of do anything on your own volition, and if someone tells you to do something, you feel like your brain just sort of automatically like switches to that direction and you start doing it. So like whatever someone asks you to do for the first 6 minutes of your wickedness,
Okay.
you pretty much have to do.
No one knows that.
Nope.
No one knows that. Somebody doesn't know it.
Harmony, as you awaken from your slumber, on which floor of the tower are you sleeping on?
I mean, probably the second.
The
The
middle
third
one?
is outside, right?
Yeah, the third
Yeah.
one is outside.
Yeah, it's like the ground floor.
So
middle
the
floor.
second one in a
So
corner.
as you come to consciousness, and you can hear the sounds of your party members sort of getting ready throughout the rest of the tower, you see looming over you the horrific purple-skinned, dark-horned visage of Mother Midnight just leering
Oh,
down at
shit.
you, like looking directly into your eyes. And as you come to consciousness, she says, "It's a good thing you're awake now, dearie." And then
I scream.
disappears.
I scream really loud
Mhm.
and back up until I hit the wall and then start coughing.
when you hit the wall, the like stone in the wall begins to like form out in hands around you and grab onto you.
Thaddeus now like spins around and like gets his sword out.
Yeah, you see Harmony backed into a corner with absolutely nothing around
Okay.
her. She's just screaming and like trying to look like she's trying to escape from these hands that she's perceiving
I'm going
grabbing
to
onto
dimension door myself outside of the tower.
her. Okay. To where outside the tower?
Okay, no wild magic. Because that's what I would do. Where's my spell? There it is. Probably toward the shrine.
Okay. As you appear in front of the shrine, the two stone statues of the tigers leap and pounce directly at you. They look like they're going to collide with you, but you duck out of the way.
I try and run into the forest.
Okay.
I'm gonna back there. I'm gonna use my divine sense.
What does Divine Sense pick up?
Picks up. Let's see, the location of celestial fiends and undead within 60 feet.
No.
It
You
looked
don't
like
pick
something
up any.
invisible was torturing her, but I don't feel anything.
Nope.
Yeah, I just take off into the woods.
Which direction?
I don't know.
Roll a d8, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
So Hunter was up on the battlements, but I guess I'm not focused right now, so I wouldn't
7.
notice probably.
Yeah, you would see this
So,
happen, but there's like
south-
this blurry sense
no,
in your
north.
mind where it's like
Or
you're not
just,
sure
like,
how you should
northwest.
react to it.
West.
Northwest.
Northwest?
Just
Okay.
west. This would be 8. So
8.
6.
8.
8 is north.
Just west.
Just west?
Yeah.
Okay. As you run off into the forest, that sort of follows along the river. You keep seeing like rocks emerging from the river and like following along behind you, trying to and you swear they're like rolling and getting bigger and chasing after you. And then as you get more into the forest, the branches are like closing into you, and you swear that you can see faces in all of the trees.
I'm throwing
Straight,
firebolts.
just like
I'm throwing firebolts
Yeah.
at anything. Yeah.
it's like that scene in Snow White when she's still terrified of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
forest.
yeah.
It's like that. Like everything is closing in on you,
Yep, I'm just throwing firebolts at all
Hello,
the
our
things.
Disney princess.
and
all
you
the
get
things.
maybe 5 minutes into the forest before you find yourself like backed into a corner against like a cliff face with all these trees closing in on you, and then finally the effect seems to subside a bit, and it's just a slow, calm realization that actually nothing is chasing you, and you're just alone in the forest now.
I think at the tower I would have said, Hunter, come on. We need to find harmony.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
just
just
gonna
blindly go wherever Thaddeus
gonna
wants me to go.
sink down against the cliff or whatever that I was backed up against and rifle the sage out of my bag and light it and just sit there with it smoking in my hands and shaking a little bit.
Mara, keep watch in case it's a trap.
So I guess Hunter, if you're going after her, can make a survival check.
I will make a survival check. Do I get advantage to the survival check?
No.
I don't know what it's
From
for.
what?
So for ranger stuff.
You're tracking harmony, so if you've got something that would give you advantage for that.
Okay. Well, in any case, I have a 21.
Okay, yeah, you can find her, no problem. She left an obvious trail with all the scorch marks on the trees.
I feel like Hunter would just like look back and just be like that way. It's just like all those like burned things.
Oh, too bad we don't have any marshmallows.
Some trees are still kind of like crispy.
And you find Harmony sitting slumped against a cliff face wall, sort of just burning this sage.
Harmony, you okay?
Hi.
We saw you run off. Is everything alright?
Yeah. I don't like this island.
Island doesn't like us either.
I'm sorry. I got lost and I thought I should just wait here.
It was a good impulse. Follow us, we'll lead you back to the camp.
Okay.
I suppose that's what we're calling it, camp, tower, something like that.
Yeah.
I like snuff the sage out and put it back in my
Is
bag.
my thing still active or am I still upset?
No, about the time you find Harmony, your head begins to clear as well.
Okay. So
And
with
you-
a clear
you can
head, I will.
take your directive again.
Yes, I will. Will come with. If not, I would just be like. Okay. So we'll get back, I guess. and
Well, that
then-
was weird.
a little bit.
I saw something and I guess it wasn't real, but it really looked real.
Like a bad dream.
I guess. I don't know.
It had the feel of like a dream layered over reality.
Maybe I wasn't all the way awake yet. Sorry to worry you guys.
It's alright. It's good that nothing happened.
Mhm.
But, is everyone ready? Should we try and find something to eat before we set off?
And not that word. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I wonder what we can find, and then like good berries just like appear.
Your first spell cast
My
is
first spell
accidental.
cast.
Much like mine.
I'm like, oh,
Much like most
I
of
found something.
mine. Whoa, where did those come from?
Did you find those along the way?
No. What a happy accident. I'll just like here, and I'll like divvy them out, I guess.
I'll take one and like eat it experimentally.
Yeah,
It's good.
What are these things?
they're pretty good, and they're berries. We'll call them good berries.
Pretty good.
They're pretty good. They're berries.
The spell's actually called good berry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. So you've got
so
10
you get
berries.
10. They heal for 1 HP, and they nourish And so I will just give Thaddeus 2, and then
Wyatt wants to I've got 1 now.
yeah, and then the girl's gonna have 3, and then I'll take 2.
Okay. Yeah. For some reason, after sleeping the night on this island, you feel like you're beginning to awaken more of your memories of your time spent as a ranger back in the Elderhaven Reaches, and with
There you
that
go.
comes the ability to summon these spirits.
Of course.
So this was like a thing you used to know how to do and like I suddenly remembered again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
these
does the
things are
berry
coming back to
taste
me.
like?
It tastes good.
Tastes a bit like red wine, I thought.
That too.
I'm like, technically speaking, how do they work? Do they just make us not hungry?
Yeah, they nourish
Yeah,
you
they-
and they heal for 1 HP.
Yeah, they provided base wealth nutrition.
Cool.
So I gave
Should we
you
try
3,
I have 3
and then
Well, I guess
Mara
I
has
eat
3,
one.
All right,
and then I have 2.
I might as well since it looks like
because
there's
that's
no
like
elephant.
breakfast. You wait for us to eat it first.
I'll just pocket my 2
So
because I'm not
2
hungry.
more weird magic food just suddenly appears.
2 berries.
And you're very strange.
Oh, and then I'm like, something else I remembered, and I'm gonna pull the Sword of Wounding out and be like, Mara, here, I think this will suit you more than it'll suit me, and I'll
What
just
is it?
hand it to you.
A sword of woundings.
Yes, a magic sword that we picked up on our way.
Well, that's the one
I
that
love
that
weapons.
bitch that tried to kill me had.
Vanessa,
Yeah, she stabbed me in the back. After I gave her money.
One
too.
shot, and harmony with
She did. She one-shotted
Yep.
me.
that's true. That was the last sneak attack game.
She was a
Well-
rogue, like you.
She
Once it attunes to me, I'll avenge you with it.
Oh, that
Well,
was
she's
nice.
already-
Well, she's already dead, but I
Sorry.
appreciate the sentiment.
No, I mean, use it for our purposes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that was frightening, but yeah, we took care of her. Hey,
So it does-
so I think we
There's
should.
magic, piercing damage.
You think we should go to the Goblin Camp? I
So-
wholeheartedly agree.
I might not
Yeah.
Yeah, it said necrotic.
Yeah,
damage.
because there
Well,
is a
so
prisoner
the-
there
yeah.
that needs our help.
And also we made a deal with Frog.
Well, I was gonna say if we're gonna pick Goblin or Knoll, isn't the Knoll camp closer though?
The Goblin
So when
Camp
you
is
specify-
closer.
The Goblin camp is
Yeah,
closer.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it makes more sense. That.
According to the location that the frog creature marked on your map,
But
Um,
don't have this magic.
the
So say I'm doing this much magic.
Goblin Camp is like
and then
just
I'll open,
northeast of your location.
sort of,
Yeah.
because that's why he has.
Okay.
I
I put it somewhere, but not.
Oh, okay.
Did you take my
That's
map?
right.
We,
No.
we asked him to
Just like I took your
split it.
dice.
I think maybe.
Do you have the map of the island?
Yeah, dude.
Bastard.
I
Stealing
was just
my
showing it on
Our
the screen
Koopa
for the
Island?
player-
Koopa
for the
Koopa Island?
viewers.
Come my island.
Oh,
We
right,
didn't
that
mark here though, did we?
Oh, no,
I
I think we must have too.
Oh, here, I know where it is. I can mark it for you.
Oh, it actually says Gob on here.
I put that
Okay.
there. Yeah, I wrote some
Gob.
stuff.
Alright.
I don't see Knoll though.
It's on the right side.
Rub.
Yeah, I put Mom. there too.
Yeah, the knolls are pretty close
Knolls.
to the
No,
other
that's not
shrine on the
You want me to show you?
There's
eastern
stairs.
side. The knolls are pretty close to the other ruin area
Oh,
on
like
the
Yeah, I
eastern
see
side.
now. It's just hard to see the pencil.
Yeah, I should have used a pen, but I didn't have a pen, so.
I've got a pen.
Okay, here, I can fix it real quick. Or you can do it, yeah. Of course, that'd make
All right. Well,
So-
yeah. So we should. But you guys, I had an epiphany.
That's scary.
Yeah, and I think the minute we finish our business here, I can get us back to Ravenmoor to help Mandus really quickly using my magic.
Alright, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
So, are you okay doing that instead of going onward to the Reaches after this?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Shouldn't take
I
us
feel
long,
like
don't
he
think.
might need our help. I mean, I haven't heard from.
We should tell Captain Constance that
Yeah,
we're leaving without her and for her to stay here.
or to go back to Marble Cleft or wherever.
I
Wherever
would
the-
I would recommend going
Not
back.
Marble Cleft, but wherever the mermaids are.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
gonna retire, right?
Yeah,
with the mermaids.
I don't know if it's safe for her to stay here,
But we still
but
need to
we
stay
can
on the
cross
ship.
that bridge when we get there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with going to see Mandus.
Yeah, too many things with names that sound similar. I haven't heard back from Moloch yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's only been a couple days. I don't know how quickly he travels, if he can just
That is-
teleport there or just
That is strange that we haven't heard from him.
hang out.
Well, it's only been one
I'm
day.
not
It's only
surprised.
been, like a day
He
or
has quite a
two.
travel to get there. Quite a distance to go.
When he left, he disappeared in a poof of smoke. So whatever that says about how fast he can travel.
In the meantime, we do have business here.
Yes. I am worried about Bandis, though. So maybe tonight we should try on him again.
I'm worried about these ill effects that took us in the morning.
Wait, you too?
Yeah, I just couldn't focus.
You seemed alright to me.
I don't know. It
How
passed.
can you tell?
Well, that's weird because Never mind. Let's go find this goblin camp.
Okay, so we're doing goblins first.
Yeah. They're
Whatever,
close.
if you lead the way.
All right, Hunter, make a survival check.
We have a map.
And yeah, it can be at advantage because you know
Advantage.
exactly where you're going.
So, and we have a map, so that should be good. But I got a 16.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
With the direction on the map and with your 16, you're able to easily track specifically the goblins that fled back from the battle, and follow their tracks a little bit northeast of your position. And before you come to any sort of goblin camp, you come upon one other scene, which is a campsite, but not like a full encampment. There is a tent that's been pitched there, like a cloth tent, but it has like blade slashes in it as if it's been cut, and it's been sort of knocked over as well, half knocked over. And there's a fire pit with ashes scattered everywhere, and a sort of like a pot that may have had stew in it at one point that's been tilted over to the side. And there in the tent you can see a backpack poking out. But other than that, the campsite seems to be rather quiet. But so there, you can do, even with that survival check, you spot several sets of goblin footprints in and out of this camp as well.
Okay.
I want to like part the tent flap with like a javelin, see what's inside.
Yeah, I mean it falls over the rest of the way. But that reveals what was on the inside, which was basically just a bedroll, and then this backpack, which seems like it's like one of the flaps is open, but most of everything seems to have been packed in there still.
In the backpack.
It's a small backpack.
I'm gonna go through it.
Okay.
Smells like Gloriana.
There's like all the sort of things you'd find in an explorer's pack. So like there's rope and
I'm gonna get the rope tomorrow.
Thank you.
all that sort of stuff.
I know you like your rope.
I do.
Well, you do like
The
Rope
other
Depot.
things you find are several writing supplies. There's a set of quills, some of which are broken. There's an empty ink bottle. There's parchment, which is covered in dirt and bloodstains.
Do the quills have blood in them?
No, they don't.
So, since I was tracking goblins?
Mhm.
So then I would know. It says when you're tracking creatures, you learn their exact number, size, how long they pass through the area. Would that count for this too?
Well, you
Yeah,
were technically
earlier-
tracking the ones that ran from the battle.
Earlier
with
you
us,
were
so-
tracking the ones who ran, so you,
Okay.
you knew that. But when you came into this campsite, you can see that passing through this campsite maybe 5 days ago or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
there was a large band of at least like 15 to 20 goblins that sort of came into this campsite and probably were responsible for slashing the tent and putting it in the state that it's in right now.
Okay.
Harmony, the other thing you find in the backpack is a set of parchment that has been clipped together, and it has scrawled on it on the front a title which says "A Match Made in the Abyss" by Gloriana Heartwood.
Do I know have I seen her name on the books that I've taken from his
Mhm,
bag?
mhm.
So I know who she is.
Yep.
Do they know who she is?
Well, I mean, I assume Thaddeus has
I don't
said
think
because
he's. Did you tell us?
You told
I feel
me.
like you wouldn't have admitted it, but I don't know.
I think probably when I saw the GH, I probably said, "Oh, I know who this is. You have to go find her."
All right.
And I remember Harmony told me about the books,
Yeah.
so I know about them.
Yeah. Well,
'Cause I was
I
like-
wouldn't have told you. And they had the author was so and so. Like I wouldn't have.
I remember we
cared
had
about
some
that.
discussion about it.
But we did talk about books.
Yeah. I
Um,
think you even didn't you show me oh, you what's with Thaddeus' bag or something? I'm like,
I might have.
And then, why are you pestering me?
And then
Okay.
there's one other thing. There's a silver locket shaped like an ink bottle.
I'm gonna
Okay.
try
I'm
to
gonna
put
try
the
and beat her
locket.
to all that stuff so she doesn't steal Gloriana's writing.
Well, I'm gonna hand her the manuscript
Mhm.
and be like, "Hey, look!"
And I quickly.
And then
snatch
I
it out.
put the locket in my bag while he's doing that.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh.
What's Thaddeus's
Passive perception.
passive perception?
12.
15.
Mine's
Okay.
15.
So Hunter,
So
you
you
see
see
her
me do
pocket
it.
So I'm
this
like-
locket.
But I just stick it in my bag.
Okay, so I'm gonna message.
I'm
I'm gonna message Harmony because I know you've been sneaking. Like, what was that?
I'm gonna gather up the quills and
You didn't
bottles
see
and
that
things,
unless you
so
roll a
I have
perception
all
check.
Her writing stuff.
All the ink bottles are empty, but
I'll respond to your
and
message.
some
Be
of the
like,
quills are
"I'll see
broken.
you later."
But yeah, just write writer's
Such a
supplies
bad
on there.
influence on you.
I mean, I was
All the
stealing stuff
scheming.
before you came all around, but now I have someone that actually condones this
And
behavior.
this unfinished manuscript is titled "A Match Made in the Abyss."
Thaddeus quickly retires to his quarters.
Do you want to take the rest of the day out, pal?
I think that is just blushes but doesn't say anything.
You probably have like a day to read it because you're gonna have to give it back when it's here.
I'll read it eventually.
He's gonna edit it,
It's
like redline it.
No, he's just gonna sit there
back to her face. Maybe she'll
Yeah,
give
because
me
you
the
see
dance
it's
copy.
unfinished. Would you
So
would you
funny.
read it if you knew it was unfinished? You know, would Thaddeus read it without an ending?
I don't think it would be as good.
Probably tell her how he wanted it
It's
to
funny.
end.
So the thingy that I pocketed was a locket shaped.
Yeah,
up.
a silver locket shaped like an ink bottle.
So any other things that catches our eye, or
No, not really. Those are the main things that you find in the backpack. And the locket was closed when you found it and pocketed it. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna look at it yet because
Well,
prying eyes and all.
we know we're on the right track. All we
Yeah.
have to do is keep going.
So I'll just put all the stuff that I found back in the bag, except for the manuscript and the rope
does she?
and the locket.
Did you purposely have
I
her
got the
not
quills.
make a disadvantage
Yeah,
at
you
this
took the
sleight of hand?
that should have been a disadvantage.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Why would you say that?
Because I was wondering if the effects wore off.
No, they haven't worn off. That's
Okay,
a good
that's what I was asking.
Then I rolled better.
Okay,
So-
well, that's okay.
15 was still it. I thought of it when I was rolling, and I'm like, I'm just not gonna say anything.
You
Man, you're
naughty
the
son.
genius player and the character. Oh my god.
It's like,
Harmony should not be rubbing off in the UK.
where do you think she gets it?
Yeah.
It has to come from in case
Trust me, I
somewhere.
remember all that lost Chinese food.
Chopstick battles.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had to learn how to use chopsticks
Yeah,
pretty
I've
quickly.
heard the story.
Yeah. I'm telling the audience.
Duh. That's right, we're on stream. Not just
Alright,
us.
well, I'm gonna give the bag
It's funny.
to Hunter, because he can carry the most shit.
I will carry this.
It's
She'll
the,
probably want that back.
it's the contents of an explorer's pack, minus the rope.
And
the
the,
rope.
yeah.
Rope depot. Alright. So I will put it in the bag of holding.
She'll probably want that back. Oh, and the bedroll too. Here, I'm gonna help you.
Gonna go in there.
Gloriana stuff. Is there anything else around here? Just a tent.
Roll
and
an
a pot.
investigation check at disadvantage.
That would be 8.
8. You find a piece of broken goblin horn. That's it.
I'll pocket it. You never know.
It's just a small piece of broken black
Yeah.
horn from goblin, and it's got a little bit of blood on it. Who knows whose blood it is? Okay. Then continuing tracking the goblins northwest of here.
Yep.
Okay. So with your earlier survival check, we'll just keep using that.
Okay.
You're able to continue following the tracks as they leave from this clearing, and you can see there's sets of the newer tracks, the ones that ran from last night, and there's also the older tracks of a group of 15 or 20 goblins going the same direction. And eventually you come out of this jungle into a area of the land that has been completely forested. Like it's just tree stumps as far as you can see. And then sort of at the edge of this tree stump clearing, there is a solid wall that is built of like trees that have been pushed into the ground, like logs that have been pushed into the ground vertically and then horizontally as well for reinforcement. And it seems to go in almost like it's the wall stretches as if it would maybe be like a mile or two in diameter.
Well, guys, how do you want to do this? Do you want to be goblins? Or gnolls? I know you would rather be neither, but, you know.
We can't speak their
I'm not sure
language,
if-
so...
Yeah, I don't think that
What if we went
subterfuge is the
invisible?
approach here.
I can, let's see. Invisibility.
Of course, I'm pretty sneaky.
So 1, 2, 3. I'd have to cast it at 5th level, but I could make all of us invisible.
What if I went to first and scope things out a little bit? Quietly.
What if you went quietly to free Gloriana while the rest of us drew their attention away?
You can do that.
I can make
Can you
loud
just
sounds.
describe her to me? I guess she's the only.
You
Well,
saw
you
her,
can
you
describe
cried
her.
on her.
Oh, that's
Right
right.
on
You know
That's
what she
right.
looks like.
That's right.
She's
You know what she looks like, and we don't.
She's a squat, short, curly-haired
That's right.
halfling with bright eyes.
Yeah, you're the only one who knows
Yeah,
what she looks
we
like.
know
So
that
you're actually
she's-
really good for this
Well,
job.
we know that she's...
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. There was one other thing. It was a signature item I've heard that I added later.
Oh, okay.
In the bag.
Yep, there was a messenger cap, a bluish messenger cap.
Do I have that in the...
It's
Yeah, it
probably
was in
still in
the
the
bag.
backpack.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just...
It's not shiny. I don't think.
But yeah, she'd normally be wearing that cap, but when you saw her, she didn't have it on.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Do you want me to make you invisible? Or do you think you can still
How many goblins do we think there are? Do you
You
think?
saw tracks at 15 or 20, didn't you?
Yeah. Unless there's a way that we can, like, scope it out, too.
I know where my bad luck is coming from, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll say before you go, can I talk to you for a second? I'll like pull you away from the group.
Okay.
So I gave you, remember that onyx piece of onyx I gave you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I have it back?
Why?
Well, it's some perception check.
Failed miserably.
I don't know if you've noticed, but like I've been having a little bit of luck problems with Lady Luck lately, and I feel like if you're gonna be doing this, you should probably give that back to me. It's cursed. Yeah, something maybe. I don't know. I don't know how the spirits work. They might be just mad at us for taking them, but if I have them, maybe you'll be fine, and then
They're my favorite anyway.
There you go. Thank you. I'll get you something prettier.
We'll see what we can find.
All right, so I've got all 3 of the onyxes again.
Okay.
I can't believe you're keeping those forever, probably.
No, well, I mean, we'll see what happens. I refuse to give them back just because I'm getting bullied.
So, since... Well, no, I guess... Never mind. I already figured it out.
But I feel like if you're going to be sneaking around, you're going to need to not have
Okay.
bad luck.
Thanks for the warning and the heads up.
So they're just, like, logs pushed together and stuff,
Yeah,
right? So
and-
can we, like, kind of, like...
You
Go
can
through a little
see, if you want to get close, yeah, you could try.
How tall's the wall?
These are like tall trees in general, so the wall seems like it goes up like 45 to 50 feet on average. It's not even because it's just cut trees and they're kind of crudely cut at different heights, but looks like maybe 45 to 50 is the average.
So if I make you invisible, it lasts for an hour,
And I'm
unless
quiet, so
you attack something. If you attack something, then
spell's broken.
the invisibility would just snap.
Okay.
Or if my concentration is broken, then I won't be able to keep invisible.
Do you think I'll be able to message you once I find her?
Because
Because
it's
she's not gonna be
150 feet, 120 feet. So if we make sure to stay 120 feet, but we don't know what part of
Probably
the
not
camp
going
it's
to
in.
happen.
So
So-
maybe the boys should make a distraction, and you should kind of try to stay close so I can tell you.
I mean,
and
I
you
can
tell
come
them.
with you, but I'm not that stealthy.
Yeah, I don't need you to come with me, but I'm trying to think how will you know when I find her.
Well, we can just choose a place to meet back up.
The other thing is that you can just do recon as well. You can just
Okay.
go find her and tell us your exact location in the camp, and then we can make a better plan.
That's
Okay,
true.
unless an
Then
opportunity
we don't need to make
presents
a
itself.
distraction right now.
Because
Right.
if you distract them, then
Well,
I can probably
at some
pick a
point we're
lock
gonna
or
have to fight
something.
these people anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if we distract them, then she'll be able to get Gloriana out, and then we'll say, like, we can just meet back here, or we can meet
Yeah,
back at that place that we found.
That's what I figured the distraction would be.
I think
Okay.
it's
Would
it's
be
probably
that we would be fighting the goblins and trying to take
Sure.
their leader's head.
yeah, we need to do that. too.
Right, yeah, because we need to take the leader's
yeah.
head. Yeah.
Well, I think
The little detail, that little detail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Alright,
still.
so I'll listen for a big
I
noise.
don't. I
Yeah.
doubt the
Make
leader
a
would
lot of
come
noise.
close
Well, my
for a
vote is still
distraction.
for recon to actually pinpoint these locations for where the leader is and where Gloriana is. Then we can make a more surgical strike at
Well,
what we want to do.
I could change one of us into some
Then I
kind of
don't
a
need a
hawk just to do
distraction right
aerial
now.
recon, but then we don't have to worry about sneaking into the fort.
We need to know what area she is.
You also
It's
have a
probably
snake that you
inside.
can see through.
Yeah.
The eyes of that you could send in. I don't know what the
Do not how big the building
distance
is.
limit is that on that is.
I'd have to look it up.
It's right here.
Let's see.
I think it's like 60.
It's not that. Yeah, it's 60 feet. Then it would return to bracelet form. So you can't really send that in unless you're.
But I could send it like under a door.
Yeah.
To see what's inside
Yeah.
or something
Yeah,
without
yeah,
having
yeah.
to go in myself. So I'm gonna do that.
I'll be a hawk if you want me to be a hawk.
I'll remind you, because it's been a couple weeks, you might not remember, but you do know that the hut where Gloriana was being held
It's on the water.
is on the river.
Oh,
So,
okay, it wasn't
you
that
wouldn't
time.
even
It
have
was
to go
destroyed.
inside.
Okay.
She's next to a
Yeah,
water
that
source.
was just her old camp.
Old camp that she got taken from. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, so if you find as much
So
as you
like
love
when I
being
said-
polymorphed by me, I feel like Mara is the one that knows
No,
what
I-
to look for.
Yes.
And since she's the one that'll be going in there anyway, it makes more sense for her to do it like an aerial sweep to recon, find land. She could come back, draw a map for us,
Okay.
Sure.
and then we could actually do the plan.
Oh, that's fine.
Does that sound
yeah.
good for
Yeah,
everyone?
that sounds fine.
Okay.
So you're
Let's do it.
polymorphing Mara into a hawk?
Into some.
Oh,
I mean, have
thought
I
it was-
seen any hawks on the island at all?
No, there's more like colorful jungle birds.
Well, do you
Why
know
wouldn't I
about?
just be invisible so I can see?
Well, I want to make you something that can fly so that you can go above and you don't have to actually go into the camp.
Yeah, get
Then I'll make you invisible when you actually break in to steal her.
Alright.
Or to let her go, I should say.
Release her. Oh, you're stealing
Okay.
her. She's not.
Liberator.
There you go.
I'm just trying to think of what an indigenous bird with good eyesight would be on this island.
I can
Yeah,
think
a
about
parrot of some kind.
Do they have good eyesight?
Most birds have pretty good eyesight, but yeah.
Because the point of the hawk would be like to give her the advantage on the
That'd be fitting.
perception check. Like
For-
a
As
gray
someone
eagle
who just
would.
got a parrot, I know their eyes see better than ours do.
Wait, you got a parrot?
So would
I
a
know, I
parrot
just
give
got a
her?
parrot.
Oh,
Would a
okay.
parrot give her advantage on her
Yeah, I
perception
mean,
check?
whatever the stat block is for like a hawk or a raven, she can use one of
Pick
those.
your favorite
Sweet.
bird.
Well, the hawk has the advantage and everyone doesn't.
Yeah, so I want. That's why I was saying hawk, something that has like
I'd say yeah, she could keep it for the hawk for like a big parrot.
okay, because that's what I'll change her into. Something that wouldn't
Stand out.
stand out as being unnatural to the area.
I'm a call.
And they're
Something
very
like
smart
red.
too, so you wouldn't take too much of a hit to intelligence.
Well, she has low intelligence
I
anyway.
do.
It's
I
it's
really,
wisdom that she needs.
I really do.
All right, so I will. Are you ready?
Yep.
Do you want to go? All right, I'll polymorph Mara into.
I love flying.
Check
a
for wild
hawk.
magic.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay.
We're safe.
Alright, so Mara turns into this beautifully red-plumed macaw and takes flight. And as you get up over this wall of trees that has been sort of vertically and horizontally stacked to create a near impenetrable wall, You find yourself looking down over, initially, not the camp you expected to find, but for maybe 3/4 of a mile in of this, well, not 3/4 of a mile, like half a mile in, since it's like a 1 mile radius wall, or diameter. You are looking down over a maze of this wall, just hammered into the ground the entire way. And then finally, after crossing that distance, you find yourself looking down over this camp map here, which I will reveal to the viewers as well. And you can see that there are a large variety of like bamboo and jungle tree structures, very crudely constructed, with one larger one in the middle that seems to be carved out of more stone than the rest of them. And just looking around the camp, you can see, as you circle around and sort of do a count of the goblins that are there, you see maybe 10, 15 adult goblins sort of milling about doing different tasks. And then a variety, like maybe 10 or 20, something around there, smaller goblins that seem to be like play fighting and things like that off in one of the corners. Yes, and then you see that there is one hut that seems to be sort of bordering on the edge of the river, which could potentially be where Gloriana is.
Okay.
Is there anything else you're looking for?
You're looking for like the chief's hut.
Yeah. You'd think it would be the big one in the middle, I guess.
What's it?
Do I need to find information about like weapons or more of those creatures that they use? What were they called?
That's a good question.
Oh yeah, demon.
You don't see anything as big as that, but in a animal pen here, it's sort of a poorly made animal pen, and it certainly couldn't contain these creatures if they wanted to escape. But you see two large, maybe 10 feet tall, though they're hunched in sort of like an ape-like posture. These two large monkey-like creatures with orange fur, and sort of there's blue patches to their fur as well. And with your keen eyesight, you can see that their eyes are just burning bright red. And actually, I can use these guys.
Oh God.
Put them on there. They have they look like very demonic monkey creatures. And then you sort of do a wide arc above the sky, and you happen to spot in a different corner of the place. There's no enclosure around them, but there's 4 of those fly creatures over here that just seem to be feeding on various refuse and things like that in the corner over there.
Okay. I can't think of what else to look for.
The chief's area.
Well, we've seen all the buildings, right?
Yeah.
We said, so I would think he's in the large one in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll fly back and tell you guys what I saw.
Now, do you wait to be unpodmorphed for that, or do you use Makai's ability to speech?
Couple of demons.
Does anyone speak Mako?
Monkey demons.
It's fitting that the pirate turns into a parrot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of love that.
No, I'll unpolymorph her so she can actually talk.
Talking about, well, my regular drawing is probably like chicken scratch or bird scratch.
Your map drawing.
Yeah.
Hunter, do you think you can track the goblins to the maze?
Through the maze?
Do we need to get in there though?
The walls of maze.
I thought we were going to
Oh,
draw them
walls
out
of maze.
of the city.
Not only is
I don't know how we're gonna do that
it's
without
penetrable,
getting
but
their
it's
attention.
like a
I
maze
mean,
to try to get in.
I can make a really loud sound And I can make it sound like anything. I can make it sound like an army of gnolls coming to attack the city.
That might be good.
You know? And if we draw people out, goblins out, at least the more goblins we can draw out of the city,
That's a good
more
idea.
of a range she has to get in and get Gloriana out safely.
Especially because it sounds like if you do it that way, we won't have to worry about the little ones who wouldn't be coming out to meet an advancing mole army.
Right.
I like that one.
I don't know what a gnoll sounds like.
What does a gnoll look like, guys?
I don't even know. I don't know if we know what a gnoll
Well,
sounds
that
like.
is-
You
that
made a
is
check
my
and you
no.
didn't know.
No, I don't
But
know.
wait, when I saw that
That's
battlefield,
the one problem to this plan is I don't know what a gnoll sounds like.
Claudius might know. Hunter has seen the corpses of creatures that could be gnolls.
Okay.
Thaddeus was in the wilderness for a while, so I'm going to check to see if he is. What should I roll here?
Nature
did I also check?
or Arcana, if one of those, if that's better.
Well, they're both +0.
I got a
Well, that's a 1.
Oh.
I got a 14.
14.
Thaddeus probably has fought gnolls before, had no idea what they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's entirely possible
Yeah.
because
He just like wouldn't connect them with the word gnoll.
there could be gnolls in Adeus, but there's none in Freydin. Hunter, you said 14?
14. You said nature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 14.
You would know that odds are that it's probably referring to these humanoid dog-like creatures that you saw the goblins in conflict with in the scene of carnage that you found. But you can't really make any assumption based on that what they would sound like.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, I could make the sound of explosions
Explosions, trumpets, those are all the sorts of things.
and like stampedes.
Have you ever heard of Warhorn before?
They
Yeah,
played
of
one
course.
last night, right?
Carnival.
Oh, that's right.
So the kids
Yeah.
want to come.
So you could do like a
People wanna
a
slaughter kids. I
warhorn.
draw the line at slaughtering kids.
Yeah, you could do the warhorn that they played when they were besieging us.
Well, yeah.
Pitch it a little differently so it doesn't sound like they're at the beginning.
Well, unless they think it's theirs and that they need to come and fight.
Either way. Well, I'm sure it'll spur a reaction.
I'm with that. Thaddeus gets out his sword.
All right, calm down, buddy. we're not there yet. We need to pick a location to do it.
So where are we relative to this map?
You are entirely outside of this map. Because
But which
Which
we-
direction are we in?
was north?
that is hard for you to really tell. I guess
Mara
Mara,
would
when she
know.
flew over,
Yeah,
would
she was
have
gonna
known.
like draw us. the map
This
or
way
something.
would have been north, and
Okay.
so you
So
guys
we came
are
up from the
to
south. All right, yeah. If we were following.
Well,
So why don't we come over here first? See if there's a
I would like to get closer in. I do think we should draw them out, but I do want Hunter to lead us through the maze if he can, just so that Mara doesn't have to go through the maze herself.
Well, why doesn't she just use her? Like, I have a grappling hook.
well.
Why doesn't she just climb to the top of the wall, invisible, and then just go over the top of the maze?
Yeah,
I'm
there's-
very good at
Are
that.
they like I've been assuming this whole time that they're like stakes with sharpened points.
Are they?
some of them are, not all.
So I had a question. When she was a hawk, didn't she just like see the maze from the top?
Yeah.
And just kinda,
Yeah, but it's hard to. It's
It would be hard to remember and to
Remember
translate
and
that
to transfer.
It's
that.
a pretty thorough.
Unless
Yeah.
she had like the ability labyrinthine recall, which
Are you
allows you
Is that
to
actually an ability?
Or
Oh, that's super
concentration?
cool.
like
Wow.
minotaurs and
Attunement.
things have
It's
that.
like you could just
Oh,
give
And
her
also
your-
these
Oh,
goblins.
Or oh, he didn't take the jump spell.
See?
though.
All
If
right.
you took the jump spell, that would help her too.
So I'm wondering if it,
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little late
I
for
see
that.
that it goes across the river. Where did we say we are?
So is that the river down here?
Yes.
So then the house that's on the river is probably where Gloriana is.
Mhm.
We can
I
see.
thought that big thing in the middle was the river, but I guess that's just a path.
Yeah, just saying.
When you were flying
So I'm
above,
wondering if it couldn't possibly go all the way down the river and
Wait.
stop the flow of the river.
yeah.
You
that's
could swim
So
through
that's
the
a good-
river.
a
You
good
also
question.
have a cloak,
Cloak of
right?
Mana Ray. Could she just swim up the river?
She could try.
I could also go through the river as well. But
But we need you here.
We don't need
Yeah,
to
you're not
infiltrate.
coming with me. You're too noisy.
Yeah.
Clank, 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 clank.
Yeah.
No offense, but
Yeah.
You're
we
part
need
of the
to be out here.
distraction in the
So
fight.
if she's
Slash
gonna
fight.
swim in the river, then maybe we should go around to the other side to get everyone to come out
Yeah.
the other side.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's do that.
When you were flying above, did you notice any lookouts perched anywhere?
everybody's felt safe. I don't think there was any lookouts.
Yeah, you didn't actually see any goblins that seemed to be armed with weapons.
Okay.
Oh, weird. Okay. All right.
All right, so we're gonna go to the other side. We're gonna wait for Mara to swim into the river.
Or she can just listen for our
And then we're gonna make
signal.
a distraction and try to go off the block.
So what's the sequence of events? Is Mara trying to swim in first?
Why don't you
We
wait
should do
here, and when you hear the
Well-
sound of explosions and war, that's my illusion.
Mhm.
That'll be the signal for you to start swimming up the river.
Okay.
Maybe-
And I'm gonna be invisible while I wear the cloak of the Manta Ray too.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
All right.
Maybe we should see what the current is to make sure that she can actually like go into the river.
I mean, it's flowing the other way, but she's got to swim.
Well,
Yes,
she could
I
also
can
go
swim.
around to
It's-
to
well,
upstream and then swim
that's
downstream.
true.
Into
oh yeah, I didn't realize it was okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it has to come out somewhere. Oh,
Yeah.
good job, me. Okay, yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can breathe underwater and I've got a swim speed of 60 feet.
Nice.
Mantle Ray's ears are burning.
Yeah, it's like this map was designed for you or something.
Anyways, okay, yeah, that sounds a good plan.
Does it? How far around is it? How long would it take us to go around? Because
I mean, it's like
that's
a mile
mile,
diameter,
is it?
so
because that's if we go all the way around to the north side,
probably take you like an hour to march around that.
her invisibility would be gone by before.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't take us.
I mean, through the jungle.
Uh,
But then again, you're
Ranger-
quick. Yeah,
But we
so-
could
The
instead
Rangers.
we could drop her at the upstream area and then just go down to like the southwest corner. Even.
Yeah, I'd rather be on the other side of the map though. so
Yeah, but
we're
like
all
that's
covered.
the thing. Like I'd have to stay here
I trust Mara's ability.
How long does it
to
last?
stay
an hour.
hidden.
So by the
it
time we,
wouldn't take us an hour though.
but still by the time we get over there it would be almost done.
How long
Even
would
if it
take
didn't
us
take us a whole hour.
with without
around?
getting to
Well,
a,
also I really
a significant distance
just to
around
get in.
the
But in your
Until
you're
you're-
gonna be in the
Yeah,
water.
until you get
Um,
the distraction because then everybody will be gone.
how long would it
But-
take
I
to
trust Mara's ability
march
to stay.
around?
So
if you're
she,
saying
so
that
you
this
don't
is
need
a mile in
invisibility, is what
diameter,
you're
is that what you're
saying.
saying?
Well, not for the whole
So then
time,
the
just to get
circumference
in.
is like-
Half an hour,
Sure,
45
but-
minutes.
Yeah, maybe
But
like
But if
half
you're
an
gonna
hour.
wait
I think I
for
could buy
our
that, yeah.
illusion to get in.
So it would
First
take us.
place.
It would take
Yeah.
like half an hour to get around the perimeter on
What
the
I-
other side.
What I do think we should maybe do is cast invisibility on her and then have her swim in while we're still here to make sure that the river isn't blocked or dammed somehow.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay, then I can message you.
Or then you can just swim right back and then we'll all take our positions.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea too.
So Mara pulls down the hood, sidles into the river.
I'll cast invisibility on her now.
As you start swimming up the stream, and the stream is.
Did we go upstream though, so she could swim downstream?
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're swimming down the stream with the current at your back, it's a. It's a pretty quick swim before you get to the edge, like where the river comes into this maze-like barrier that the goblins have constructed around their camp. And while the river does still flow through, the logs are staked into it in such a way that you're gonna have to like squeeze your way through. So I need you to make an acrobatics check to try and get through there.
Is that one of your proficiencies?
Nice.
So I get advantage.
And you get advantage? No, you
That's
get
next level.
That's next level. That's right. I'm
You
winning.
get minimum 10.
yeah, it's a minimum
Yeah,
of 10.
yeah.
So 10
Well,
plus
18.
8, so 18.
18.
That's
Yeah.
the lowest roll she could ever make.
It takes you a couple minutes, but you manage to wriggle your way through this barrier, and you keep swimming down the river. And this river seems to come in and out of the maze at a couple points. So, like, if you pop up your head, you will see that actually, for some reason, even though you were able to see from above as the hawk, when you're in the maze, like when you pop your head up from the river to look around and sort of get your bearings, the area in here is dark, pitch dark, even though there was sun shining down from above. And so you'll pop down under the water again and keep swimming, and you come to another one of those log barriers, but you can just squeeze through no problem. And then eventually you pop your head up, and it's not dark, you're not in the maze anymore, and it's the jungle sunlight, and you can sort of see from just behind this rock here, so I'll actually put Nora there, that you've emerged into the camp.
Nice. So you could probably message us from there, right?
Probably not.
Probably not.
It's more than 120 feet.
I mean, she went
Yep.
through the entire maze. This
Yeah.
is pretty. I'm guessing this is very thick.
Yeah, I think that there's
I
a lot
assumed
of
it would
big
be-
buffer. between
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
outside
So
This is not to scale.
This is like this is one row of like the maze. This isn't the entire maze. This is like one tree line.
Can we get a map of the maze?
All right.
Go to,
Well, I guess. How long do we wait before we decide she's not coming back?
It's a good question.
We didn't specify, but
But we maybe 10 minutes, and then we
Too
decide.
bad I can't shoot up a red spark or something.
That would give away your.
I would say about 10 minutes probably.
yeah.
Okay, we'll wait 10 minutes and then we'll just go.
It's about 10 minutes by the time that she emerges from there. You're still invisible. That lasts how long?
An hour.
An hour? Yeah. So you emerge, your head popping up out of the water invisibly, just behind the rock. And then it's about that time, 10 minutes later, when you guys start what you're doing.
Yeah. So we'll start making our way around, I guess. Right.
Yeah.
30 minutes of travel, wherever that puts
Yeah.
us.
So you're starting the 30 minutes travel after 10 minutes have passed.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's
So she'll
40
have
minutes
20
into,
minutes left.
into invisibility.
Well, she still has 15 minutes, but then yeah, you get it. Okay.
So Mara, after you get 10 minutes down the river and you emerge in the camp, you can sort of get a look around. What would you like to do?
I'd like to make my way over to the cabin that I think Gloriana's in.
The one that is
Yeah, right there.
on the edge of the river?
Mhm.
Yeah, you make your way over there and you can actually find a hole that is dug down from the under the hut into the river. And now that you're on this level, let me give you a little more description. You can see that the huts here aren't just simple bamboo and jungle tree construction. They're also adorned with like the horns of various creatures over the doorways and things like that. And there's like streaks of blood that go across the doorways and decorate the walls in a language you can't read. It's very bestial in decoration around this camp. But as you get up to the hut, you do find that hole that seems to go down, and it's covered by like a palm frond above the river.
Okay. So, is it big enough for me to squeeze through?
Yeah, you could poke your head through.
Just my head.
Your
Okay.
invisible head.
Yeah, my invisible head. All right, I'll look through
You
and
sort
see.
of lift up the palm frond, look around, and this hut seems to be empty.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna stay right here until I hear the distraction. Wait, I'm invisible. I can go wherever I want.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make my way to the biggest
The stone structure in the
the
middle.
stone structure.
Okay, can you make me a stealth check at advantage?
And you can't roll less than 10 for each.
Yep.
Or wait, no, stealth isn't one of your skills.
Oh no, you're not proficient still. Are
I keep forgetting.
Oh boy.
you?
Oh,
That's pretty
there you
good.
go.
Though.
So 23.
Good thing I
23,
can
easy enough.
invisibility though.
As you're coming out of the hut, you see that a group of goblin children runs by, and they're like butting heads with each other with these horns that they've grown. But you wait until they've gone past entirely, and then you duck across the road and into the entrance of this larger stone structure. And when you get inside, you see that it looks to be a sleeping quarters of some kind. There's a couple, there's two, like, very crude sleeping areas, like basically just hides of animals laid out. And there's a rough fireplace in one of the corners, and that's pretty much about it. There's not much in here, and there doesn't seem to be any creatures in here.
Where are you, Gloriana? Okay, so I guess I'll just start going from hut to hut, checking to see where she is, if she's in any of the other ones.
As you're sort of checking throughout the camp, can you make me a perception check?
That's pretty good.
19.
19. You see you go from hut to hut and sort of wait till the goblins evacuate them and go about their business elsewhere before you sneak in and check it out. And you don't seem to find Gloriana or any sort of goblin that looks like a powerful warlord leader in any of these areas. But what you do spot is at the edge of the camp in the northern direction, there is someone peeking in and looking at the camp and sort of just looking around. And they are a goblin without horns, just the regular pointed ears, green skin goblin. And they're peeking into the camp and sort of surveying it from the other side and then ducking back. And then a couple of minutes later, 2 goblin heads will poke out and sort of survey the camp and then duck back. And then 3 goblin heads will survey the camp and then duck back. And this sort of repeats for a couple minutes.
Until they get to like 20?
No, just
Oh, okay. I was like, how many are there?
Weird.
So, would she recall, based off the scrying, when she saw the goblins, if they had the horns or not?
The one that came in when she scried had little horns.
Okay.
And does what she saw in the scrying match what she saw in that hut? There?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that looks like the same hut?
Yeah.
Okay. Minus 1 halfling.
Okay.
Can you put the halfling back in there?
Well, okay. Well, while I'm checking out the huts, I'm also stealing stuff.
Okay. There's not much to
Yes.
steal, but
Yes.
let me see if you find anything good.
Of course I have to. I'm invisible.
It's like never a better chance.
I'm not going to tell that.
I don't think he'll care if it's goblins, right?
Really.
Yeah.
And we're here to kill a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Let's see, what might you find in one of these huts? They're pretty bare bone. There's bones of like animals and carcasses and things like that all over the place in each of the huts. But other than that, most of their existence here is pretty simple. However, in one of them, okay, you find a bag, like a leather bag from some kind of animal. It looks like maybe it was like monkey hide or something like that. That's been tied into a bag, and it's stashed under a pillow. And you find that, and as you pick it up, you can sort of like shake it a little bit, and it feels like there's several of something in there.
Several something.
Turds.
Several small things that sort of
Okay, so it
not
looks
jangle.
interesting. I
Hershey's
think I'll
Kisses.
keep it okay. But I'll check it out later what's inside it. For better or for worse. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so since I can't do anything else and I can't find those 2, I guess I'll make my way back to the river.
Okay. Then you find your way back into the river, and you're just going to swim back. By the time you swim back upstream, you guys are probably about to start your thing,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what is your plan exactly?
You've got the illusion.
Yeah, I was gonna cast Minor Illusion and have it like the sound of an oncoming war.
So could
Or
I get
army?
back to them in time to stop them since
Mm,
No,
Gloriana's
it's like-
not in there?
I think it'd be an hour's journey for you because you're not with Hunter.
Unless she cuts through the camp and
Yeah.
exits on the other side.
That's true, because yeah, you could exit on the other side,
And go through the maze?
but you'd have to go through the maze. In which case, there's a chance you could make it in time.
I'd rather do that than and try to stop them from since I couldn't find
So you're
her.
going to try and exit through the maze?
Yeah.
Okay. As you enter into the dark maze, and as soon as you enter into the maze, even though you know it's open to the sky, it just becomes dark in there. Dim light, so you can still sort of see, but definitely darker than it should be. And you get this eerie sense as soon as you set foot across the boundary of the maze. You would imagine it's the feeling that a rabbit feels when it knows it's been spotted by a wolf. Something is hunting you as soon as you cross the barrier
Oh
of
shit.
this maze.
Giant rats.
Still want to go that way?
Even though I'm invisible, huh?
It's just this feeling that you get, like your hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and you feel like you're being watched, kind of like that, but by something predatory.
Look it up.
I wonder if I can make it or not.
I think it's okay. It's
Meta
not played for
games.
player knowledge and DM knowledge.
I know.
Metagame.
But I don't want the game to do that for nothing. I'm gonna risk it.
You're gonna risk it?
Oh boy.
Okay, let me read my information about this.
Throw your bag of stuff at it.
Because it'd be. Well, we're either gonna fight the goblins or we're gonna fight whatever's chasing me.
The shadows, the darkness. Shoot
Okay.
magic missiles at
I
it.
need you to make a
Oh dear.
intelligence check.
Oh
Oh no. Not her best.
It's a -2. Oh, not so bad. 17.
17. Okay. You begin
Wow,
to
that's
wend
pretty
your
good.
way through the mazes, and you think things are going pretty well, but a couple times you come into dead ends, and each time you reach a dead end, you get this feeling like more and more something is hot on your tail.
Where's the rats from the
And you get the feeling that you should probably stay quiet and silent. So I also need you to make a stealth check.
With advantage? 'Cause she's in good
Yes, for this one, and then probably the next one it'll end.
That's good for the
All right. So 21.
21. Okay. You in one of these dead ends that you come around, you find yourself face to face with a wall that is just decorated with skeletons of some dog-like creatures. But you manage to like get your hand up over your mouth before you let out a scream, and you keep wending your way through the maze. And you feel like you're getting very near to the exit, but there's still this feeling that something is hot on your heels. And I need you to make another intelligence check and another stealth check.
It's good that she gave me that black open.
I know.
You mean it's a good thing I made her give
Okay,
it back?
so the intelligence check would be a 11.
Okay.
Oh dear.
You get to.
And another stealth check.
Oh, that's good.
So 19.
19. Okay. You get a little bit turned around at one point, and you can't seem to.
I just figured I'd climb up and over
You can
know,
try
with
that
my-
if you want.
with my ropes and stuff. Just every time I come to a wall, I just climb up over it.
And doing that gets you a little bit lost. You find yourself in sort of a turned around direction for a little bit. But as you're stepping out into one of the hallways, you suddenly hear a sound like a heavy breathing, like a.
Oh god.
And you step back, and then as you press yourself against the wall, you watch as a large bipedal creature stalks past the hallway that you were just about to cross into. And it's maybe 10 feet tall and like 5 feet wide. And it's clutching this giant axe that is maybe as big as you are.
Oh
And it's covered in fur head to, I would say toe, but it's got like cloven feet. And it has these bull-like horns. It is a minotaur that crosses in front of you. And you just manage to press yourself against the wall as it slowly stalks past.
I wonder if this was worth the risk.
And I need one more of both of those checks from you.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
no!
2. So that's a 0.
0.
Oh.
Oh, nat 20.
For
Okay.
stealth.
I got a 1.
Very stealthily,
Cancel it out.
I know.
you creep throughout the maze and you run into. You follow this minotaur around, sort of keeping your distance, hoping that maybe he'll lead you to the way out. But actually, that turns out to be not a good idea because he's patrolling the maze and doesn't actually go out. So you follow him for quite a long time, not managing to make it out in time before stuff
Oh.
happens.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'll make it the sound of like an approaching army. Lots of like heavy
no.
footsteps and war horns. And
Now we sound the drums of war.
Well, either way, it would have happened. I tried.
Yeah, you hear that sound going off, and then by then that gives you sort of a good direction, and you feel like you can escape the maze within the next minute or so. But as that sound blares,
I'm gonna be up in a tree.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm hiding up in a tree when I cast my spell.
Do you want to make a stealth check?
Sure.
That's just waiting at the entrance to the sword
Right in the open.
Just
The
gonna cut
entrance
down
as well
anything.
is decorated with all these animal horns and things like that. These black horns covered in blood.
I'll have my bow placed, and then I'll be back a little ways to cover Thaddeus.
8.
Wow, really stealthy.
I'm not stealthy.
After about 30 seconds, you hear a bzzz, droning sound
Yeah.
as 4 of those fly-like creatures buzz out over the maze and overhead above you. And you can see that each of them has a goblin on their back. And the goblins sort of look down and like get a look at all of you. They see each one of you. And they sort of buzz around in a circle, and then they bzzz, turn around and head back into camp.
Can we just fire at them before
Yeah,
they
if you
go
want
into
to.
camp?
I don't think I can kill all of them before they get back, though. I mean, do we care?
Do we care? I thought we were out here to start a fight.
Yeah, we were here to be a distraction while Mara got the...
Okay, well, I'll start shooting
Yes,
then.
but
Well,
okay. As soon as
I
I
don't-
come
we don't
up
know-
to you guys,
We don't know that.
Well, yeah, like, what's the timing of when she comes up?
Mara gets
Because-
out like between that 30 seconds when they're still buzzing out over the maze. So,
Oh,
so I'm gonna message you guys and say she's not in there and the boss isn't either. We need to cancel this.
Oh, okay.
What?
So then I wouldn't shoot.
Then we wouldn't shoot the things.
Yeah,
Then we better get the hell out of here because I just alerted the
I
whole
know.
town
I
right
tried to
here.
make it in time. I'm sorry. That maze was just a little small.
There. I made Chant pat her on the shoulder because I'm up in a tree. there.
Okay, let's
That
go.
was quite a trip.
Let's get out of here then.
Yeah, we need to go. We need to go regroup.
Okay, we run.
Okay, which direction though?
I think we should go
North?
back around that way.
Back around this way?
Why? Don't we have to follow?
Yeah,
Well, I guess we
Need a
don't need
plan B.
to bother following the river, but just into the woods.
Well, I mean, yeah, never mind. I
We
think
want to
should,
get away from the camp so that the goblins can't find us. That's point A. So
I don't care about the goblins.
he's not here.
Yeah.
Let's not start a fight and
He'll
waste our
come back.
resources.
He'll come back.
Let's
This is his camp.
I don't want to fight a
Where are they
meaningless
and
fight.
how long?
Let's just go and hide, and then we'll scry or something. Okay?
Yeah, that's
You
fine.
can
Let's
stay
go-
here and fight things if you want,
Let's
Patty.
go
I'm
up
out.
to where the upstream of the river, though.
I'm outie.
So you're going upstream of the river?
That's where I'm gonna want to lead people.
Okay.
Maybe I should have scribed first.
Well, I was thinking about that too.
Yeah, I thought about it after the fact as well.
But it
I
was
wondered
it
if
was
you
after.
might.
That
That's
was
why I felt like maybe I don't need to draw this map. Maybe they'll scry and find out she's not there.
Oh well.
Okay.
I got to use my cloak.
You did.
You got to be a hero.
Okay, so you retreat up the river. Why don't each of you make a stealth check to try and cover your tracks as you're going?
Sure. Disadvantage.
Yep,
That's not
Harmony's
bad.
at disadvantage
12.
too.
Oh, I rolled a 20 though, but I have
21.
disadvantage. Where's stealth? 14.
14.
Really? Really?
2,
12.
12,
21.
21. Okay. You think that between the group of you, you managed to cover your tracks well enough that the goblins probably aren't going to be able to follow you as you get up into the jungle a little
Thaddeus
ways.
isn't trying very hard.
No, Thaddeus is like hitting trees with his ruined sword. I wanted to fight some goblins.
I dare you.
I'll leave a track so they can find us.
We just need the goblin leader's head. We don't need to start a fight that.
We need the goblin in his head, and we need Gloriana, and neither.
And neither of those things
That's
are
why
here.
he's so
Let's not waste our
disappointed.
time.
So let's
Because he
find
was
a.
so looking forward to
We're like
meeting
arguing as we're running and like. Let's not
Like
waste our
something.
time.
So let's find a safe spot and then scry her again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
God, that was dumb.
Oh, what? As you're fleeing and trying to get into a safe spot, you sort of rushedly come into a swampy area and your feet begin to like sink into the muck
Let's
quite a
not go
bit.
that way.
Cool.
And you're sort of trudging your way through this, trying to get out and back onto dry land.
My dream.
When all of a sudden you hear from behind you That's much bigger than much bigger and louder than the grungs sounds. And you turn around to see rising up out of the muck
Oh god.
this large frog-like creature with 4 tentacles and 3 eyes on 1 eye stalk. And I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Well, shit.
Let's just get rid of all of this.
Is rolling initiative also at disadvantage?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's an ability check.
Oh, it's just checking. You don't have to rub it in.
I enjoy everybody.
No, Yako's rubbing it in.
So
Hey, I still rolled better than last time.
Oh, I never roll well for initiative.
But you get a huge bonus, though, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna roll poorly, at least it's for initiative and not for something that actually
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
That's true. That's what I always say. Of course.
Of course, yeah.
I get advantage now.
you guys are going to have to give me a second.
I like this pen, but
I think I used to do that.
yeah, this.
Oh, look at this thing. Did you print that?
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Return of the Secret Mini.
Oh man, look at him.
Yeah, I know. And this one like breaks half the time when I try to use it. Ew. Look at that tongue on that
That
guy.
is super cool.
You guys can pass them around for a second while I roll some
I will.
initiatives here.
Oh, I
Wait,
thought
some
you said,
initiatives.
I thought you
Plural.
said 3 tentacles.
No, 3 eyes.
3
on
eyes
one
on
eye
one.
stalk.
Oh, 3 eyes. Okay.
Wow, you did a really good job painting him too.
Thanks. I've had him painted for a while, just waiting for a chance to use him.
Well, here it is. Let's see, super cool. Ugh.
I think I remember you printing him and showing it to us.
Did I?
Yeah.
I wonder if
I
we're
wasn't
gonna
sure
get.
if I showed him to you.
I remember seeing.
We didn't see him painted, but I
No,
feel like I did see
we
him.
saw the beholder.
Yeah, I think that's what you're thinking.
What's his face? The one that was eating the
Braxis.
carpets and stuff. Yeah,
Braxis. We
Braxis.
saw Braxis, not this guy.
I feel like he might have shown me.
I wonder if we're all gonna get warts now.
Constitution saving throw.
Better warts than werehogism.
Warts
Ooh.
and all.
Wherefore?
Werewolfism was kind of cool, apart from the time where I tried to kill everybody.
So,
okay, we locked you in a cage.
in this mire, all of your movement is going to be halved because it's difficult terrain,
Except for Hunter.
Except for me.
except for Hunter because he's Ranger.
I'd like
so
to crawl up on Hunter's shoulders.
show the camera here, this
I think I
frog
might-
behemoth
Alright.
that has emerged behind you, and then you also hear the large croaks of a couple other creatures. Two giant toads appear over there and there.
Oh boy.
Okay, so I think Hunter's going to be first.
Okay.
Yes, Hunter's first.
Well, I will start. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna shoot the big guy.
So bonus action, place the bow.
I don't need to though, because I have advantage on things that haven't gone yet.
Oh, that's true.
That's true.
So I don't know if I need to use my bonus for anything else on this turn. I'm just double checking some things. Okay. So yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll just take some shots. Look through my scope. Actually, I'll back up some first. Is this all to scale so I can like
Yep.
move freely?
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
so I'm gonna go back here and then we'll take some shots. What does a 25 do?
That'll do it, for sure. If you're not placing your bow, it's just a regular shot, not advantage. But if you place your bow, then it's...
I have advantage
As
from
a ranger.
as a ranger though.
For anything that hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, but if he doesn't place his bow in place, then it would have been a disadvantage
Oh,
to
I
shoot.
see.
Then I'll place it.
Doesn't really hurt you to
Sure.
do it, so...
Okay. And then I will do the bow stock. And I got, I think this is what I want. Disintegrate.
I also did want to remind you, you can only do the bowstring once per round of attacks.
Once per turn.
Yeah, once per turn.
Oh, okay. Thanks for reminding me, because I definitely did not do that a couple times.
Yep.
That's good. Because that's a lot stronger than it should have been then.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking about that too.
Okay, good.
I remembered that after last time.
Good on you, because I definitely didn't pay attention to that.
So he needs to make a save.
It's a
against
Constitution
disintegrate.
save, and I'm also going to make it a.
He's pretty good at con saves. That 19 plus 9 is going to make it.
Well, that's fine. He can do that if he wants to. Okay, and I'll just do damage. Where are my dice? This one. So he doesn't take any damage, right?
Not from
No.
the disintegrate.
Okay, cool. But it's still magic.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 11, 21 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, 21. The other back. That is a 22.
That hits.
Right. I think I want to trip him or anything. I'm just going to attack again. That is 22 damage. And then one more. Ooh, that's not good. That one is 17.
Still hits. That's not good.
Rolled a 9. That is 29.
29 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
And that is what I do.
Okay, wow. He's got 3 big arrows stuck in his chest right now. And he just makes this big. And then it's his turn.
Oh boy.
And he is going to reach out at. Let me see. What can he do this time? He's going to make a tentacle attack against Mara and one against Harmony. So, Harmony and Mara. The Harmony one is going to be 24.
Oh shit.
And the Mara one is 21 to hit.
I'm just gonna shield it. It's not worth it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for Harmony, that's that's 12, 18 bludgeoning damage, and you're grappled by it.
Okay.
And then Mara, that is 20 bludgeoning damage, and then you're grappled by it as it gets both of you in its tentacles and it pulls you towards it. It's gonna actually step back a bit. Or no, it's not. It's gonna stay where it is.
Can I hellish rebuke it?
Yes.
Haven't had hellish rebuke in a while. It's a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Wow, 19.
Yeah, so he takes half damage. Half of 8. So
Okay, and he has
4
it again because
fire
he's resistant. The fire seems to like burn off of this oil that he has on his skin.
there goes what I was wanting to do next.
Then after he's
Yeah, I really do like that.
grappled both of you, he then brings.
Can I do uncanny dodge?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can
Well,
cut the damage
uncanny
you took in
dodge
half.
would have cut your damage in half. So
Okay,
instead
so
of
instead of okay, good.
it was 20 or 24.
20.
24 was.
In that case, then it will also. It can do one more thing. It launches its tongue out at Thaddeus, and I need Thaddeus to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. 12.
Okay, so the tongue grapples around you and pulls you in close to it,
Oh my goodness.
where it then makes a bite attack against you. But definitely misses. 16.
Yeah, that misses.
So Thaddeus is pulled in right next to it, probably right where you want
That's
it.
where I want to be anyway. Don't have to worry about that difficult terrain anymore.
Then, oh right, there's 2 toads too. The 2 toads are going to hop after Hunter, I think,
Okay.
doing these incredible standing leaps. Land next to him.
Hello, friends.
Alright, well.
So you can jump up to 20 feet. And they will make bite attacks.
Okay.
One hit, I think, at 23.
Yep, that'll hit.
But rest assured, it had to roll a 19 to get that.
Yeah, sure.
5 piercing damage, as it's got these weird teeth that bite down on you.
Okay.
Plus 6 poison damage, which you have down.
Okay.
And you're grappled by that one as it just gets its mouth onto you.
Okay.
Okay. That is it for its turn.
Does it have to... Oh, I don't know if you can answer this one. I was going to ask if it has to do damage to actually grapple me.
No, it's on hit.
It's just if it successfully hits me? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I feel like I was going to parry it if I could avoid that. But...
Then it's Harmony's turn. You're currently wrapped up in one of these tentacles and being flailed through the air.
Not for long. I'm going to dimension door out of there.
Okay, where do you want to go?
How far was its reach?
It-
Thaddeus seemed to be standing pretty far away from
Yeah,
it.
its tongue went, I think, like 15 feet to get Thaddeus. Its
Okay.
tentacles went 20 feet to get you and Mara.
Well, okay, then I think I'm gonna dimension door on top of that rock over there near Thaddy. Is that within melee range of those guys,
Near
though?
Hunter.
Or near Hunter, excuse me. Is
No,
that
it's
within... Okay.
There you are.
Then...
Do I need to go code ready?
No.
Oh no.
Cone.
A cone. I'm not gonna blow that right off the bat. Are you kidding me?
Oh, prismatic
That's
spray.
not the
Yeah.
reason that I wanted to hear why you weren't doing it.
Because Thaddeus right there.
No, but I am gonna spend 2 sorcery
Oh, that's
points to cast another spell.
Okay.
I think I'm going to cast Shatter, to try and get the 2 that are on Hunter.
Okay.
So they need to make con saves. What's your DC?
Oh, it went up. It's 18 now.
Oh, that is a very nice DC.
Yep.
In that case, 2 fails.
Nice. Alright, so it's 3d8 thunder damage.
And something I've been waiting to happen for a very long time happens. Roll your damage. I'll be working on something else over here.
Good. No.
I mean, it's
Everything.
not so bad. So that's 14 thunder damage. Yeah, me too. I need to use my sorcery points. That was 2.
Did you check for wild magic?
Not on the new one, no. I did on the first one. Safe.
This is actually very thematically appropriate for this fight.
Oh dear. The chance for this has been building up slowly, and I've had these guys ready to go for... These were some of the first things I printed. Yeah.
As
Alright.
you cast your shatter spell, and I need to write down the damage that they take before I forget. You said 14?
Yes, I believe that's what I said.
Your Chaos Amulet rips from your neck and crackles with arcane
Oh
energy.
shit!
Just energy flying everywhere, like lightning bolts, and then fire bolts, and then acid and poison just dropping everywhere.
Oh shit!
And a tear rips in the fabric of reality and spirals into this vortex, which then, crawling out of it, comes 3 creatures, frog-like in appearance, very appropriate. Humanoid, but with these wicked long claws. 2 of them red, 1 of them blue.
Oh shit!
And they appear around you.
Oh god. Do they look hostile?
Yeah, and they come crawling out rapidly, and they look around. Their eyes alight on you, their eyes alight on Thaddeus, and their eyes alight on Mara. They kind of ignore Hunter, and they look at you with this frenzied, chaotic look, and begin to advance.
Thanks,
And your
Harmony.
attunement is broken to your amulet.
Oh, my amulet.
So right now, any spell cast in what's the radius? 30?
I don't remember.
Do you have the
Does it
amulet
say
sheet?
on the sheet? Yeah, 30-foot radius.
Triggers wild magic.
Oh shit.
Any spell that anyone casts?
Mm-hmm.
I better cast
Did
my
anyone
spell.
cast or did I cast?
That anyone casts.
Yeah, any creature who casts a spell of first level or higher within a radius of 30 feet must roll a d20.
Nice.
Okay. So it is then actually. Anything else on your turn?
You have some movement.
I do have some movement. But my movement will be halved the minute I jump into the mud.
Mm-hmm. This actually just became a very dangerous encounter.
Yeah, can I make it to... Well, if I run to Fatty, then I'll be... Am I within melee range of these guys, though?
You think that they might be able to reach you up on this rock? Yep.
So if I go anywhere, they're going to be hitting me. And I've already Dimension Doored and used my bonus action.
Oh, actually,
so.
no. You're more than 5 away. You could probably escape them.
But
without
if I
taking
head
opportunity attacks.
toward Hunter, then it's not going to...
Then you'll be next to the giant toads.
There's nowhere good.
I know, and like, these guys are all like... I feel like they're going to be able to outrun me anyway, so... Cool! Alright, let's see, I think that I'm just gonna stay there and cry
Okay.
a little bit.
Oh no.
Then it is these frog-like creatures' turns. And this one is going to come over here towards Mara. But it can't attack on that turn.
Did you roll for that and it just happened, or?
Yep, I've been rolling each time you use your amulet, and the percentage has been climbing.
Oh shit. Is the amulet still floating?
Yeah, it's floating right next to you. But it's just crackling with this arcane energy that seems to be maintaining the gate that they walked through.
Cool.
The red one that's next to you is going to attack a couple times. Wow, not great. Only one of them is going to hit you.
What was the...
22.
Okay.
Not great, but I got 22. That's like what I said.
Yeah.
I got like a 30.
Well, it had 3 attacks, and 2 of them were below 5.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Shit.
That's what wasn't great. So you're going to take 7 piercing damage
Okay.
from its claw, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
I'm not within his radius either anymore.
Pretty far out.
Okay, well, good thing I have... That's 14.
Okay, that's just what you needed. As its claws rake into you, you can see like something protrudes from them a little bit and like tries to get into your skin, but then it sucks back in when it can't quite.
Ooh. Gross.
Yuck. The blue one is going to make a similar series of attacks. Wow! All below 10. So 10, 10, or 12 to hit. 14 damage.
On me?
Yep.
Okay, I'll use... Oh, but I can't use my reaction. Anything above a 12 hits.
So the 14 hits.
Yeah.
This time it gets you with one of its bites. And the blue one latches onto you for 7... I should just be taking average damages. 12 piercing damage.
Jesus Christ. Alright.
With a bite. So then that is their turn, and then it is Mara. You saw this chaotic gate ripple out of nowhere when Harmony cast her spell, and then these frog-like creatures crawled out of it, and one of them is right up next to you as you're being whipped around by this tentacle.
Okay, so I think I'm going to whip out my Sword of Woundings and cut off the tentacle that's holding me.
Okay. Make your attack.
So, which one?
Should just be regular.
Just a regular
right
right
here.
Okay, so 19.
Does hit. I'm just making... Yeah.
And I think you get sneak attack, right? Because Thaddeus is there?
It would get
There you
sneak
go.
attack.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
66.
Time for some
Yeah.
D8.
Sneak attack damage.
D8.
Put them aside.
This one here.
Okay.
There you go.
Please don't, please don't.
Kill it! Kill it! Oh, points. Nice points.
Okay. 10, 22, 28.
Whoa.
Magic damage.
Right?
And he gets a wound.
Right? 28.
You poke him right in one of the. You don't manage to like slice off the tentacle, but you manage to poke him right in the arm, the shoulder area, one of his four shoulders, and he reels back in pain, or just goes. Looked like it hurt quite a bit.
That was the frog she attacked.
Anything else for Mara on your turn?
Can you use your bonus for anything?
So
Bonus
well, he's
action
got me, so I
dodge.
can't.
Yeah, you're grappled, so
Yeah,
you
you
Yeah.
can use
Can
dodge.
she bonus action dodge as a
it's
rogue?
hide, disengage, or dash.
Oh, okay.
So I can't.
But she can disengage but she's grappled.
But she can't move.
Yeah, grappled. So
It's Thaddeus' turn.
Oh boy.
Oh,
That's a
man.
lot.
Yeah, I wasn't
Fuck.
expecting this random encounter to spiral this way.
I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh,
Classic
What I
Hard
get
Attack.
for trusting a night hag?
The percent
Come
chance
on.
of this happening was up to 50, though, so I guess it.
Oh, does it
It's sort
go
of-
up with every?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
he's gonna
Long
impress
time
us,
coming
I
is
feel
what
like.
you're gonna say?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I have a plan, but we gotta wait until my next turn comes around.
what is your plan?
I can't tell you
Okay,
that.
that's true.
You don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, I hope I'm not about to mess it up.
It's okay. Do what you do.
Yeah.
I'll improvise.
I am going to try to summon him, speed my enemies to justice. Casting the haste spell. Misty step as far toward that blue one as I can.
So you're out of the grapple?
Yeah.
Or I guess you already were, but.
Yeah, it's 30 feet. I can.
30? About there?
Then I can get the rest of the way. And then I'm going to make an attack.
Okay.
That's the last thing I can do.
Yeah. Do you get 2 attacks? With haste?
No, because
Oh, it's the
my
next
haste,
turn?
my action was casting haste, and then I
Oh,
get an extra
Got it.
So his next turn is
action,
gonna be
which is a 1 weapon attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a 17 to hit.
I believe that does. Just give me a second. I don't see any reason why its AC would be higher. Yep, that hits.
Should I separate radiant and cold here?
Yes.
Wait, was he within the radius of my amulet when he cast haste?
What was your amulet's radius?
30 feet?
Probably not.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I cast both haste and Misty Step outside of that.
Okay.
Not
Hey,
intentionally.
You wouldn't know, but yeah,
But, like,
yeah.
that's what I did.
Just making sure. Because that would be pretty funny. Wild magic started happening to you guys.
Alright, that's.
No, it's so easy, isn't it?
Let's see. I need to. I forgot to. I'll just make this some cold damage. That is 11 cold, 1 radiant.
To your dismay, the cold part of your attack doesn't seem to be doing as much as you hope. The radiant seems to damage it just fine. It covers its eyes as the radiant smites into it, but the cold is not doing it for you.
Alright, well, that is now online.
Hunter.
Okay, so I'm grappled,
Mhm.
and I just wanted to refresh and read what happens if I shoot my bow and I'm combating melee enemies. I get disadvantage, I think.
Yep.
So I guess it's sword and shield time. So if I knock them prone, does that break the grapple, or are they still hostile?
They can still grapple you while prone.
I
What you could do is you could use, I think, your movement to escape their grapple.
I think I've used an action.
Is it an action?
Yeah, I was reading through grapple rules. Were you guys reading your turn? It's an
Yep.
action, but when I'm not going to do that. I don't care if I can't move. I'll just start swinging sword mode, I guess. So I'll use my bonus to bring
You
out
kind
my...
of drop your bow in the muck and then.
Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, do I have to? Because if that's the only way
Yeah, I
can
guess
do
you can stow it. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Yes.
Whip out the sword and shield.
Whip out the sword and shield.
Get all the muck out.
It's a special bow. And I'll just start. Only one of them grappling me, right?
Yep.
So I'll hit the one that's grappling me.
Okay.
Do I have anything special I want to do here? Okay. Oh well, that's great. 14 to hit.
That'll do it.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
These
So
things are large and lumbering.
I'm gonna do a trip attack on it. So it has to make a strength save of DC 19.
That's a D12. You just rolled.
Well, that's fine.
It's cautious. No, it fails.
Okay. So he is tripped or knocked prone, and the damage is 20 for the first one, and then I'm gonna make more sword attacks. I guess at advantage against that one because he's prone. Okay.
And he's like that one you gouged through him. What sword are you using now?
Just
Your
a longsword.
Longsword. Yeah, that you gouged through him, and he's looking like his blood and guts are spilling out. He doesn't look very good.
Oh, he's not gonna look any better. So, okay, that's 28 to hit.
Yep, and he's dead.
He's dead. Okay, and then I turn to the next one.
Okay.
And I'm like, "You're next, buddy." And I'll make an attack. Oh, that's bad. I got 12 to hit.
That actually still does it.
It does?
Yep. AC
Trip attack.
11.
So 19 DC strength save.
Fails.
Okay. And that is that's 18 damage. And I'm gonna use action surge.
I was about to say, if ever there was a time,
Oh, it's time. Oh man,
it's now.
I'm so
It's
upset
now.
right now. You guys out there,
Now's the
they
moment.
okay, that'll hit. So I did 18 on the first attack, and then this one's gonna do a minimum of 7. But is he in the same condition, or do
Yeah,
I
he's
need to
looking
roll?
really bad.
Do I need
Oh
to roll
wait,
damage?
so if you
I have a minimum of 7 damage I can roll.
hit again, then yeah, he's dead.
Okay, he's dead. Okay, so I killed that one, and then I still have that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more attacks. So
You
I'm
could
gonna
move over next to that red froggy guy. I wanted.
so I use my bonus to. Let's see. So if I shoot with my bow now,
Well, now you're in the case where you've stowed. So
yeah,
that
so I
uses
can't
your
do
free
that. Can
action.
I? Okay, so I'll just walk. Without any difficult terrain disadvantage, I'll walk over here.
Mm-hmm. Just slogging through
Scroll
the
on
muck,
over.
no
Raggy,
problem.
raggy.
And yeah, I will actually.
So in love with himself. I thought it was just a summer thing.
Yeah, I think I will attack. Mara's in danger though, but I don't think I can reach her.
With your bow, you could.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
but
can't.
he-
I
he
can't.
take
You'd have to
forever.
use an action to bring it back.
And I don't
out,
have
it's already
an action
slowed.
anymore. I have a bonus action. Couldn't I bring it back out, and then would that count, or do I need an action to bring the bow out?
You need an action to like
Okay.
unstow it once you've already used a free action to stow it.
I see. Okay, that's fine. Then I'll just make sword attacks. So this one. 13.
Against the red froggy dude,
Yeah.
does not hit. He like catches on these the bump like ridges that he has on the back of him, and he turns around and he finally like sees you for the first time and just bears these gross looking teeth that drip with acid.
Okay. How about a 16 to hit?
16 to hit will do it.
Okay. So then I will slash him, and I will. I don't have any good attack or maneuvers I can do on this one. Okay, I'll just do straight damage. I don't have a good maneuver to use. How about with anything? That is 14 damage, slapping damage.
Okay.
And that is, I think,
Wow.
pretty much everything. I don't think I have a good bonus to use, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it is the Froghemoth's turn.
Oh god.
He
Froghemoth.
has Mara in one hand. He's got a red slab by him and he grapple something that's large size.
What size is he? As long as it's not 2 sizes higher, he can grapple it.
It is a huge or small?
So if he's, I think it's based off his
he
size.
can do
right?
it. He can do it. So he's going to make a bite attack against Mara.
Oh no! Uncanny dodge! Uncanny dodge!
Only 12 to hit. Roll the 2.
Uses.
He'll
Nice dodging.
make a tentacle attack against that slab, I think. hitting the slab,
Yeah, monsters fighting monsters.
taking average
You
damage
should just like
here.
teleport them to the big frog and we'll just get away. Just swap places with them.
And then that slat is grappled by him and being flung around in the air as well. And
That's
then, yeah, he's going to take another tentacle attack at Mara with his last tentacle attack here, which is going to hit for 19 bludgeoning damage as his
Uncanny dodge.
large tentacle slaps into you.
Oh,
But he can't grapple you more, so that is good news for that.
double grab.
So, how much damage
So-
is it?
19, so do you
No.
round up?
I'm down to 9.
I'm down always.
Okay,
9.
that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yay, uncanny dodge.
Oh man, he's
Oh, God.
coming over. Hello, friends.
Oh god.
He's just looking to hug more people. Just nice and friendly.
He moves a little closer, but he can't do anything else. Then it is Harmony's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Banishment at a 6th level
Okay.
and try to banish all 3 of the thingies that I accidentally summoned.
Oh, there you go.
Roll for wild magic as well.
Uh-huh.
Wait, it doesn't just happen?
Well, I mean, you have to roll
I
on
rolled
the table.
to see what the result is.
Oh, okay.
I meant roll.
I see.
Yeah.
Your DC is 18 now, you said.
Yes!
And it's
Oh, there
a
you go.
charisma save.
Yes!
Okay.
Yes!
Unsurprisingly, that's not one they're good at, but they have advantage. 1 failure. 2 failures. And the blue one succeeds.
By how much?
Not by much.
Then I'm gonna bend luck on him.
You have you would have a reaction, so yeah.
But it is.
You don't have to bend luck by. You don't have to roll it because it's.
Yes.
Succeeded. He rolled an 18. So.
Okay. Alright.
So why?
Then my reaction, or my.
He was tentacled, right?
But I banished him.
Okay, but
I
why
cast
didn't
banishment.
why didn't you banish the big guy too?
Because I could only do 3 creatures at a level
3.
6.
Okay.
14 was my result. Which, you know, helps a lot. But I just used Ben Luck to banish that guy, so this is what we're getting, you guys. I apologize.
Let me just look this up.
I apologize a lot for this.
I need to see how big it is.
Because that's cool. This is gonna be
And the
great.
Minotaur from before.
10-foot radius. So Hunter and Thaddeus need to make wisdom saving throws.
Okay.
Am I in
It's
value
centered
system?
on myself, so does it affect
No, I
me
don't
too
think
or
so.
not?
It
You're
does.
too far away from
It
me at the
does?
moment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you do too at disadvantage.
A wisdom saving throw?
10 foot? Wait, am I out of 10 feet though?
From Thaddeus, yeah. All those.
No, from
From Harmony.
from me.
Oh.
Yeah. I think if
Yeah,
you're
you'd just be out of it. So
I'm
it's
at like
just,
15 or
So
20.
it's the two
Thaddeus
of
and
us. But I
Harmony.
get your bonus.
Yeah, sure, you do.
It's a wisdom
But you're at disadvantage.
wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's good for me.
And not for me.
So you get an 18
What was your bonus?
plus 4.
Plus 4?
Mhm.
So I had it at disadvantage. Not advantage.
No.
Yeah. So I mean it's a 10 and I have to beat an 18. So I failed my own saving throw.
Okay. Well, Harmony, the confusion spell is cast on you and you alone.
Yep. Because that's just what I need.
So at the start of your turn, we'll roll a d10 to see what happens next with you.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I have the presence of mind to do it, but my next plan was to is the amulet within reach or did it flow away
It's
from me?
like right in front of you.
I was gonna try and grab the amulet and try to like stop it or will the portal to close, kind of.
Yeah, you grab onto it, and your chaotic energy from your magic is just resonating between it. Like
'Cause
you
I
can
remember
feel the pulse.
The last time that I actually put it on, it was like better, so that's what I'm like trying to.
Yeah, you can grab onto it. Make an athletics check at disadvantage to try and hook it up again.
Cool. What a great time to have disadvantage on all my
Mhm.
checks.
This whole thing is an orchestra, like it's just
This
a
is
tapestry of
non-saving throws, I don't
harmonies.
get like a
Right.
Wonderful decision.
Wonderful
Yep.
decisions. Yeah.
They are all back and bite me in the butt. 14.
Yeah, you can't manage to hold on to it enough to get it to clasp on.
But I can still just hold on to it.
Yeah, like you're holding onto it and pulling it in, but then it'll like fly back and you have to grab it again. The Slads are not here right now. Mara.
Okay, so he still got me.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really use my bow this close up. So we'll try to use the. Can I use the sword again?
Yeah. Oh, he
Okay.
didn't take his 1d4
Right.
necrotic damage. So you have to roll damage, or I guess Ethan can. Never mind.
He's
You got
rolling it, yeah. From the wood.
And then, I don't know if he recovers or not, but
It's a DC what?
15?
He succeeds.
That's a 15 con, I think it is.
He passed.
Yeah, so you can go and make a swing if you want.
Sword of wounding.
Sword
I
again.
keep-
Okay. I moved them because they
Oh,
were.
okay.
I didn't want to mix up
Oh.
everything.
It's taking up the whole damn table.
Oh, no 20!
Oh, there you
Okay.
go.
Woo! So you're going to roll all of your sneak attack damage twice.
Oh boy!
Wait, does she get sneak attack?
Yeah, because she's making melee.
Because she's a
thinking that's
swashbuckler.
probably
Oh
right.
yes,
So,
swashbuckler!
yeah, so...
Whoa!
Oh, shit!
25 right there.
So
Then roll it
now you roll
again.
all those again.
Oh man.
Holy
points! Look at all those points!
Oh, except for these. Oh, there's a 7. Okay, so 15, 16, 18. What's that, 25?
So 25 plus 25 is 50.
And then plus this,
Yeah,
Plus
that's
your-
plus 4.
Plus 4, 54.
54. Magic
54?
magic damage?
Holy shit!
Yeah, you poke one of his eyes directly out.
Sneak attack is the
He's
best!
still alive and looking very angry.
54 points? I think
Thaddeus.
that's more than 100
Alright.
did.
I think I can close the difference.
That was fun.
The distance.
Wow, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
With my double movement
You
speed.
need some more d6s from when that happens.
15, 20, 25, 30. Yep.
I guess you have to do
exactly
Yeah, I
your
have a
double
few
movement.
more.
Yeah, you should
Now
roll
I
the
get
whole
3
thing at
attacks.
once.
Yeah, I don't think I had enough for that,
You
but
did.
that would have
Yeah,
been
you did.
fun. And I'd have to
Alright,
do
so for the first 2,
I can help you with it. Yeah, I'll be here.
it's 14 and a 29.
Hits.
Both of them.
That's
The
your good
14,
die.
yes, and
Okay.
29 also hits.
Right. And
Yeah? I don't know what you did to them, but
then
they're
there's
happy.
another 14.
Did you
Alright,
give them
so
one of the
3 hits.
14 is just the AC, so you're...
Do I need to roll cold separately for this guy?
Nope.
Okay, great. So,
What was your first damage? I'm sorry. We were celebrating.
well, I haven't done any damage yet.
Oh, okay.
It was just rolling to hit, yeah.
Alright.
Did you hit all of them?
I hit all of them.
Nice.
I hit on all cylinders.
There you go.
A lot of ones here. More ones now, like. So I think that's 43.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
You right across his belly with 3 attacks. 1, 2, 3. And he his tongue rolls out into the muck, and his 2 remaining eye stalks roll back, and he falls over with a gigantic splash, dead. Meanwhile, Harmony's Chaos Amulet is still leaping out of her hands.
Guys!
I'll come up and
A
help her,
little
I
help?
guess.
Yeah,
Can I just get it for her and hold it and help
are
her?
we still on
clasp
initiative
it?
order because of her confusion?
Oh, yeah,
That's true.
That's true. Let's
I'm
find
really
out.
confused. I don't know what's
How
going
do you
on.
break confusion?
I do not know.
Oh, look at the shiny thing.
It's a shiny thing. It's really windy here, guys. I don't know why it's so windy.
Squirrel?
I don't know what's happening.
At the start of your turn, you determine the behavior, and then also you make a wisdom save to try and break it.
Cool. Because I'm really great at those.
Roll a d10.
And you left.
Wait, you.
We'll just see what happens to Harmony real quick.
9?
You do normal stuff, I think.
Yeah, you can act normally. You
Cool.
have a moment of clarity.
Okay, then I'm gonna just shout, guys! A little help here! And I'm gonna try and lift myself into the necklace this time.
Okay. Make an athletics check
Okay.
at disadvantage.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if I don't say it, you try and not do it.
Yeah.
So.
I was only gonna try that once.
Only Dad Hunter's like,
Until I get caught.
I know.
Oh man, one of them was a natural
Throw
20.
away that 20.
Yeah. So that would be a 9.
9.
No, that's not a 9. Sorry, I was using the wrong thing. That would be math 13.
13. Yeah, you try and pull yourself up to it, but you can't quite get into it and clip it in time. And it
Hunter!
jerks away from you, and you slip out of it and down into the mud.
Face first.
Yep.
Hunter, I
Okay.
need a boost.
Are we still in initiative? No. Okay, so I'll go help
Can
her.
I make my saving throw against
Yeah.
confusion?
You could probably use that time to get closer to that. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get up.
Unless you're confused enough, you just run the other way.
But
Well, right now
I'm
she's-
clear.
Yeah.
I'm clear.
Oh, okay.
So I'll.
You're dragging the amulet.
Yeah, I'll try and. Can I?
I mean,
use
if
the
I
amulet as
fell
well?
off of it.
Yeah, you can help.
Okay, so I'll help. Or can I do
It
the
is
athletics
like
for her?
as you touch it, it is burning hot though, and you actually take like a point of fire damage.
That's fine. I'll take the time fire again.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna go
Can I
into
Can I just
Savvy's
like bring it
radius.
around her then and help her and like just do it
not
myself?
great.
Yeah, you
so
can
plus 4.
Yeah.
Plus
Next
2,
time she
so
tries to do
12.
something.
No, I did not.
Since she didn't do it, Thaddeus is going to cast. What is it? Dispel magic.
All right, roll for wild magic.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you know that I'm confused though? Because I'm acting normally.
I think I probably noticed when I was like right next to you.
Oh, because you did have to save against it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew that was.
It's fair for him to know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
but wild magic does happen.
You can use my own instruments.
It's like don't use mine. I'm not lucky.
What's your question?
61.
61.
Yep.
Oh boy! All right,
This is-
so
This is difficult.
a dark cloud of like what looks like it's like a rain cloud forms above your head. Does it say how high? It doesn't, but maybe like 15 feet above your head, and you look up, sort of half expecting a lightning bolt, but snow begins to fall over your head.
Right. It's so like thematic.
Well, at least you're not confused anymore.
No. Thanks.
What is this?
Long story. Hunter, can I?
What is that? What is happening?
Can I use a boost, please?
So can I like just hold the amulet steady until you like puts her head
Yeah,
through
you
it?
can clip it on her. if
Okay,
you
I'll do
want.
that. Yeah.
So roll an athletics check.
How does a what the heck? That's not right. Oh, that's Arcana. Okay, 21.
21. You clip it around the neck, and Harmony, you feel the weight suck back to your chest again.
I clasp my
Um,
hands over it like
And
this.
it's still like sparking with all of this energy and stuff, but it's like it's clipped to you
I'm just
again,
gonna
and it's
sit
not
on-
trying to
I'm like,
escape.
it's really hot.
Sit on a rock and try to focus on it for a second.
Yeah, you have to sit and focus on it for like 10, 15 minutes, just constantly like holding on to it as these energies continue to spark and escape.
I'm also trying to hold concentration on that banishment spell because there's
Yeah,
a lot
I mean,
going on.
without the frog hemoth around, you managed to do that.
Yep.
And after a very tense 10, 15 minutes, the amulet, you feel the attunement reattune, and it settles back down into its normal position.
What about the rift in time space?
That also disappears as your focus on the amulet begins to tighten again. And as this happens, your connection to it feels deeper. And it is now a +1 spellcasting focus.
Ooh,
So
shit.
your spell attacks and spell save DCs go up by 1.
Oh shit!
That's really cool. Do it again.
Plus
Level it up.
one.
And I think that's where we'll end
Yeah.
tonight's session.
Oh
Alright.
jeez! Oh
The
jeez!
banishment was very clutch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
as it always is.
Yeah.
Well, there for a second there, right before my turn, I thought, do I need to banish them? Because these guys seem like they've got it handled. But I thought, better to be safe than
Yeah.
sorry.
While she's doing her amulet thing, do we have time for like a short rest? Or we
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
count as a short
It
rest?
takes
Okay.
her a short
Well,
rest.
I'm
to
gonna
bring
get
it
my
to-
maneuvers back then.
Man, that was intense.
Hey, shout out to Fables Miner, who's been watching and using the Nightlock commands and
Oh,
chatting
cool.
and stuff.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, hope your
Oh
wife
my God.
likes
Oh my
it. Make
God.
her watch the show too. She'll see how fun it is.
Oh boy.
We'll be back next week, Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific time.
Mhm, every
Hopefully
week.
we'll actually find Gloriana Heartwood.
Jesus
was
Christ.
and not
That
nearly
was
be
so
killed by frog
disappointing.
hemoths. Thank you to anyone who tuned in to watch, and we hope you have a wonderful night. See you later. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.